small village of Kilnockie, not much ever changes.
Should try this new invention, Gordon, called a car.
But now,
it is, of course, the recent signing by Kilnockie of Jackie McQuillan.
Scotland's most notorious star soccer player
But there's McQuillan! Oh, unbelievable!
has been chosen to boost the town's struggling team.
This guy's going to give us the punch we need, Gordon, to make a run at the cup. Don't you want to win a cup?
Teams win the cup, Peter, not prima donnas reminiscing their past glories.
He's brought enough pain to you.
He's little Jackie's father.
I thought he was out of my life forever.
For God's sake, Dad, you don't have to be stupid.
It was me who had his daughter stolen from him.
Katie!
The truth is that Jackie and Dad are actually more alike than they are different.
Great goal, Jackie.
You say you want to get back together. You can't even pull yourself together.
It will go only as far as our hearts and our lungs will carry us.
This is a real chance for Kilnockie.
Academy Award winner Robert Duvall, Michael Keaton, and introducing Ali McCoist.
They are all driven, stubborn, selfish, and as competitive as a pack of street dogs. Those are probably just the best traits.
This is our shot at glory, lads. All right? All right?
A shot at glory.
It's a good thing, this invention, eh?
Welcome to day 22 of Michael Keaton Month, where I'll be reviewing all the movies that Michael Keaton has appeared in. I'm feeling quite ill and have been for the past couple of days, but I'm powering on and reviewing this movie, A Shot at Glory. This was released in 2000 at the Toronto Film Festival. It was then released in festivals in the US in 2001. Had a very limited theatrical release in 2002, and then sporadically was released on DVD through many different European countries and America throughout the rest of the 2000s. It still doesn't have a UK DVD release. Very small film, and one that I was dreading watching, to be honest. The tagline of the movie is, sometimes in life you only have one chance to win. This is a football movie, and I don't like football. In fact, I almost hate football because I just really don't like it, and everyone loves it. Save for, you know, a brief spell in 2002 when the World Cup was happening and I was in high school, and I kind of got caught up in it, and in an attempt to kind of make some friends, I guess you could say. You know, I wasn't doing too well in that particular high school at the time. In terms of friends, I kind of went along with it, and I did actually quite end up enjoying football, but you know, really, it's just not for me, and there's a lot of things about it I don't like, you know. But so a football movie for me, not interested whatsoever. But it's a Scottish football movie, so there's a bit more character to it, and you know, I'm a quarter Scottish. You know, a quarter of my family comes from Scotland, so I'm not unfamiliar with the Scots. And guess what? I really enjoyed this movie. I don't know what it is. It's that Keaton magic touch once again. Even though he's not in it that much. Keaton plays this American kind of hotshot who owns this small football club in Scotland, Kilnockie, I believe. And it's run. The manager is a guy called Gordon MacLeod, played by Robert Duvall, the amazing Robert Duvall. And you're wondering, why are two kind of American actors like Michael Keaton and Robert Duvall in this low budget, you know, well, not low budget, but you know, a lower scale movie that was only really released in festivals and on DVD. I don't know myself. I'm guessing that they're both fans of football. Duvall served as a producer on the movie, so there must have been some kind of, you know, he must have been instrumental in the movie getting made, in my opinion. And the main star of the film, outside of Duvall's character, is played by Ali McCoist, and he plays this footballer who used to play for Celtic, and this is where I felt like the movie made a right choice right from the get-go. The movie opens with this montage of old Scottish football matches, and we get told by the voiceover from Ali McCoist that you know, Celtic and Rangers are the two big clubs in Scotland, and it's like, you know, it's like religion, you know. The people feel really strongly about it. So we knew that from the get-go, and I had no idea, to be honest. In the movie, he used to play for Celtic, and he's now kind of a bit of a fall from grace, you know, drinking, fighting, that kind of thing, and so he's forced to kind of go to Kilnockie and play on their team. And he has a history with Gordon MacLeod, because he was once married to his daughter. They're now divorced, they have a son. So, you know, MacLeod, he doesn't like Ali McCoist's character in the movie, and you know, he feels like he kind of took his daughter away from him in a way, and he doesn't speak to his daughter anymore. Gordon, he doesn't speak to his daughter anymore. He was so offended that she married out of the church that she was brought up in, and again, it's kind of the whole Celtic Rangers kind of thing coming into play, and how important that is to the Scots, and particularly the football community. I really enjoyed the movie. It's basically about him, Gordon, kind of leading them to win this Scottish Cup, which is, you know, unheard of, you know, because they're such a small team. But they keep getting there, you know, and we see them go through the rounds, and then the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and then they're in the final with the Rangers. And that's where kind of some of the kind of tension comes from, is the fact that you got this Celtic guy playing against the Rangers, and so it's just adding more fuel to the fire that is this kind of, you know, this big final match. You know, Ali McCoist's character, he's struggling with, you know, the fact that he is kind of a bit of a womanizer, you know, would drink and get into fights. He's very easily antagonized, and he's trying to make a go of it again with, you know, with Gordon's daughter. I forget her name, and she was good in the movie. And she's trying to, you know, decide whether it's right to go back with him, you know, if it's worth it this time, you know, and she's not sure, and she's also struggling with the fact that her father doesn't speak to her anymore. It's very, you know, emotionally troubling for her. And Michael Keaton again plays this big American hotshot who's kind of, you know, he owns the team. He's kind of always there. It's not really. I think he said at one point he just came back from New York. I'm not sure, but he's kind of just always there every match, and kind of very low key, you know. But he's in it more than I thought he would be. Most of his scenes are with Duvall, which I love because they're two great actors, and I know that Keaton really respects Duvall and has spoken on more than one occasion of how much he respects and admires Duvall's professionalism, and, you know, admires him as an actor. So it's good to see those two interact again, much like they did in The Paper, which I really enjoyed. Now, Duvall does a Scottish accent in the movie, and he goes for it. He really goes for it. He goes for a really thick kind of, you know, I guess you could say Glaswegian accent, because I read a comment on Amazon where someone said, you know, I don't know why people are giving him so much flack. You know, my dad's from Glasgow and he sounded exactly like him, and he should be commended for, you know, his for the fact that he went all in with it. And I agree, you know. I think, you know, there were certain parts that were patchy to his accent, you know, definitely. But he really put an effort into the pronunciation, the phrases, you know, and just the way that he kind of held himself as well. I thought Duvall was fantastic in the movie. I really actually bought him as an old kind of Scottish football manager completely. Hook, line and sinker. I can notice that the accent was a little patchy in places, but I really thought he nailed it. He really nailed it, and even if he didn't get it perfect, you should really commend his effort, I think, because it is, again, such a small movie. He obviously cared a lot about the project. And it's sad to see that some Scottish people were quite offended by it. And we're quite offended by the movie in general, you know, as football fans, saying that it's a disgrace to soccer movies, and that it's nothing like, you know, when you look at Celtic and Rangers and everything. I don't know anything about that, so it doesn't concern me. I'm never going to be offended by how accurate it portrays Scottish football, but I really enjoyed it. I also enjoyed how much swearing was in the movie. F-bombs are dropped constantly and consistently throughout the movie. And to me, it's not because I thought, ooh, cool, he said fuck. It's realistic, and it really made me kind of buy again the whole story, because people are like that, particularly in Scotland, you know, in Wales as well. It's just that kind of culture, you know, particularly in football as well, where there's a lot of swearing, and it's usually a fucking this, fucking that. And so they didn't, you know, they didn't try and sugarcoat it, make it nice and sweet for a kind of family audience. They went for it, you know, and I again respected that. And who knew? It was a football movie, and I really enjoyed it. Keaton, his role, you know, he was kind of, it was a solid performance, but there was not really too much to his character, I feel. It was good to see him, but for me, Duvall stood out, and I thought Ali McCoist as well did a fantastic job. Ali McCoist is a famous footish. I'm leaving that in, that's a great slip of the tongue. A great footish player, a great Scottish football player, you know, and he's frequently appears on TV, so I recognise him. I didn't recognise him from being a footballer, but I knew he was a footballer because he's always on these TV shows and doing commentary and stuff. I've now read that he is actually the manager of Rangers now, funnily enough. He retired in 2001, not long after this movie was made. Had a fantastic career. He's in any kind of Scottish Football Hall of Fame you can imagine. I think he scored some kind of record. 355 goals when he was with Rangers. So he was definitely had the skills to play the part. of the footballer, but I think as far as the character goes, I think he did a good job. You know, for a guy who doesn't act, I really thought, you know, again, he's probably just kind of playing a version of himself, and being in a football kind of environment probably was a lot more natural for him to slip into, but I thought it really worked, and I enjoyed him in the movie a lot. So overall, all across the board, I really enjoyed A Shot at Glory. I don't know what else to say. I'm surprised. I really am surprised. I was dreading watching this movie, kept putting it off, finally sat down, watched it, and loved it. So again, just by coincidence, you know, the streak has not yet been broken. I've not seen a Michael Keaton movie, or a movie that he appears in, where I've thought, that was really bad. Although, as we saw from the clip in yesterday's review, you know, Roger Ebert, probably the most famous, if not one of the most respected film critics of all time, said that Jack Frost was a really bad movie, and I still really liked it. So I don't know, for my personal taste, I still haven't found a movie yet that I haven't enjoyed, at least quite a bit, that Keaton's been in. So I'm sure we're going to find one. We're pushing towards the final week or so now. There's going to be a lot of movies coming up, a lot of double bills, because I just need to fit everything in. You know, and there's a couple of them, again, I'm not too hot on watching, but you know, we'll see how it goes. A lot to come. We're almost there. You know, I've really enjoyed it so far, and again, I'm sure I'm going to crop up a film's going to crop up that is not too great. So I look forward to that, and having a bit more meat to kind of put into these reviews, and not just say it was great, I really enjoyed it, he was awesome, he was fantastic, I really like that. You know, I want to get back to some rants like I did with Rabbit Test, you know. I'm kind of sick of gushing about Keaton at this point. But, again, you know, it was a good movie. Keaton, decent, you know, solid performance. But really, Duvall was the standout in A Shot for Glory. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
Right here, buddy! Hey, look at this! We got teenage girls! The place is full of brides in here!
Once again, I forgot to add a few things about this movie, so I'm quickly recording this before I edit it and render it and upload it. First thing is the music was done by Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits, Scottish musician, brilliant. He's done music for a few films, including Local Hero, which the theme for that movie alone is just brilliant. And his music really added to the film, I think, really added to the emotional impact of some of the scenes. Just some really nice, simple, yet elegant kind of guitar playing that really just, again, just really made those emotional beats a bit more snappy and more, I don't know, there's just more, it just added more to it, if you know what I mean. It was a good musical score, I thought, and different as well. And the end of the movie, spoilers, but they don't win the big match. And I thought that was great. I thought that was really good, because I was expecting them to win. I was expecting it to be all happy and stuff, and it just to be tied up nicely in a neat little package, as Homer Simpson would say. But it didn't. It ended with them losing, and realising that that's okay. And it's about more than that. Even though throughout the film, Gordon's just like, I want to win that cup, you know, he's adamant about winning. But he realises in the end that it's not really about that, so I thought that was really cool.